Welcome back, viewers. Today we will be testing the hybrid overbought, oversold indicator. But before we do, if you have not watched our first video and the videos after that, you need to go do that now. At the Academy of Forex, we are building the best trading system possible as a team. And as a team, we will all profit from it when we are done. You can find a link to the first video down below. You can also find a link to sign up for TradingView down below. If you use the link below, you will save a little bit of money. You can also find a link below to join us on Discord. Discord is a free group communication platform. On our Discord server, we are having great conversations about all things regarding trading. One of the biggest struggles on this channel is people who use other platforms like MT4 being able to follow along. Sometimes it can be hard to find the indicators we are using on other platforms. And so on our Discord server, I have created a channel for indicator creation. And on that channel, I pinned links to freelancers who can code indicators for MT or for TradingView. So if you don't want to create a TradingView account, you can hire a freelancer for a really small fee and have them code an indicator for the MT platform. Or if you are on TradingView and need an indicator created, something unique or an indicator for a system you have developed, you can also have them code PineScript. So use the link for either MT4 coding or use the link for PineScript. Lastly, I get a lot of people that are asking me for the entire list of all the winning indicators that we have tested to date. And whereas I am not a big proponent of gatekeeping information, I've put a lot of time and effort into creating the content on my YouTube channel. And so I don't think it is too much to ask for the viewers to go through and view the content that I've spent a lot of time creating. Now, if you are not interested in supporting our channel by going back and watching the content that I have created, then I have developed a solution for you. I've created a Patreon account. I will put a link to it down below in the description. If you sign up for Patreon and you sign up for the $9 a month account, I will send you the full list of tested and winning indicators to date. I will also send you an updated list of the indicators that we are testing at the end of each week. Now, of course, you have to stay subscribed to the $9 subscription, monthly subscription, to continue to receive the updated list of indicators. But that way it will provide me with the support that I need to continue to provide the free content that I am putting out for everybody to view. Now, if you just love the channel in general and want to support us, then there is also a lower, I think $3 Patreon subscription that you can sign up for that will also help support the channel and keep things going so that way I can continue to produce the content and the open information that we are creating here in this channel and in our Discord server. Again, if you have not signed up for our Discord, then you need to do that as well. It is a absolutely free platform where we have real-time ability to chat and have conversations about trading. And again, if you want to support the channel with Patreon, then you can find the link down below in the description. All right, as I said, today we will be testing the hybrid overbought, oversold indicator. But before we do, I wanted to put the indicator scoreboard up for everyone to see. So to date, we have tested 208 indicators. And out of those 208 indicators, 80 of them have been winners, which means that they have met or exceeded the 60% win-loss ratio threshold that we have set for them. The best ones so far were able to achieve a 100% win rate. Now you need to go back and watch those videos to understand the context of how they were able to achieve that. But as we are working on building the best trading system possible, you could take any one of those 80 indicators and get out there and start potentially profitably trading the markets with them now. So go back and watch those videos, make a list of those indicators, and get out there and see what you can do with them. But stick with us here as we work on maximizing your trading profits. All right, so before we get into today's video, it was brought to my attention that there still seems to be an issue with the video audio being out of sync on the videos. I thought I had resolved the issue. It gets a little challenging sometimes. I try to check each video to see and make sure that everything is in sync, but apparently it's still having issues. So I have found another video editing software that I am going to use to edit this video. I believe the issue is coming from the video editor, the video editing software that I have been using. And so hopefully this new video editing software will resolve the issue of the sync problem. So watch this video, see if things are in sync, if things look better. Let me know if they don't look better. Let me know as well. Just throw a comment out there and let me know either way, whether it is in sync and looks better or it is still out of sync. And then at that point, I will explore more solutions from there. All right, so today's video, as I said, the indicator today is the hybrid overbought oversold indicator. And you can see it down on the bottom of the screen down here. It is there's a few things going on with this one. I wouldn't say that it's really simple, like some of the other indicators that we have looked at that are extremely simple. This one has a little bit more going on with it at first glance. Now, whenever you dig into the different parts of the indicator, then you realize that it's not actually as much happening with it as you would think. So let's dissect some of the parts here. So we have the center line running right down the middle, which is the dotted line right. Let me go in here and there are a lot of different colors that go into this. Let me see if I can find I don't know if I can find the I don't know if you guys can hear it, but my dog is asleep and he is snoring. If you listen really close on the video, you can hear him over there just snoring away. He's an old man, so you'll have to excuse him. Yeah, I don't see, oddly enough, yeah, I don't see him. It's labeled as lines. Does not seem to actually have the ability to modify it. All right, so nonetheless, we have three lines. You can see them here running horizontally across the screen. One up here at the top is marked at the 100 marker. One down here at the bottom of the screen is marked at the 0 marker. The one in the middle of the screen is marked at the 50 marker. They kind of, in some way, work as a 0 line cross. The 50 being what you would consider the 0 line. And then the top and the bottom are kind of your two most extremes. Kind of think of it somewhat similar to the RSI, even though I don't think it ever. Yeah, it does. It is very, very extreme when it goes beyond the upper or the lower band. So what exactly is this indicator doing? Well, you can see all these different shades, especially if I scroll back here. You can see all these different shades, and I apologize. Normally, I would turn up the opacity on some of these really, really light shades to make them easier to see on the video. But unfortunately, in the case of this indicator, it's just not possible to do that, because what it is doing is it is taking multiple indicators. I forget which all they are. You can find it. It's a TradingView member created indicator. And so on the page, if you go down and click the link to the indicator on that page, the indicator description and information about it, it tells the different indicators that it is using to basically one at a time. It reads those indicators being in an overbought and oversold position. Actually, here, let me just click over to so Bollinger Bands, money flow, RSI, and stochastics. And so what it's doing is each time on each candle, it is reading each of those indicators. And what it's doing is it's looking to see what position they are in. The more indicators that are all in the overbought or oversold position at the same time is the darker the color gets. Red being in the overbought, green being in the oversold. And so it's a little hard to see here, but as I scroll back, you can kind of see instances where we go from a really light shade, which means that there's one, then maybe two of the indicators. It doesn't really say which, but there will be one, and then there will be two of the indicators in a overbought position. And then if you look over here, as it gets really bright and vibrant in color, you can see those are indicating more and more of the indicators all lining up in this particular case, the red would be in the overbought area. And then if I scroll back far enough, you can see that every now and then it hits a massive extreme, and this is when it actually comes down and touches the very lower line. In this particular case, this is oversold. You can see that it is a really, really heavy green color right there. And on the opposite side, it would be a really, really heavy, you can see here, does the same thing. Really, really heavy, heavy green color. And that's when I believe all of the indicators are all in that position, that overbought or oversold position. And so it's kind of like a heat map to identify areas where multiple indicators are all lining up together in a particular a particular overbought or oversold scenario. In theory, that means that the more indicators that are all lining up and all matching each other is a higher probability that you are going to see a reversal in this particular case is what it would be, is more likely that you're going to see a reversal in the particular currency pair or stock, or whatever it is that you're trading. And so this particular strategy is going to be a um, a reversal type strategy, is basically what we are looking for here. And so anytime we have a reversal type strategy, it does get a little bit challenging to kind of identify how exactly we are going to trade an indicator, or the how we are going to kind of take the exact signals. What I am going to do is I am going to mark out another area on, let's see here. There we go. I'm going to mark out actually two other areas here. One at the 80 level, one at the 20 level. And so what we are looking for is we are looking for a touch or a cross of these levels. These there are other levels that you could definitely play with if you wanted to, but I feel like this really kind of catches the um, kind of the highest probability areas of confluence between multiple indicators. And so what we're looking for is we're looking for a break of these new upper lower lines that I put in. And once we have a break, we are looking for the first candle to go in the opposite direction. And so for example, over here on this side, let's look at let's look at this area right here. So we can see that the line here, and this oscillating line that is following along in the middle of the indicator. Guess I should give some reference to that line. Basically, what it is doing is you can think of it like an RSI line. So the colors on the background are like a heat map, a color map. The line is moving with the indicators as they are lining up. And so the more indicators that are lining up together is the farther down that, let's say, the more indicators that are lining up for an oversold position, is the farther down that this black line goes. And the more indicators that are all lining up for an overbought confluence of indicators, is the higher this line goes. And so you can think of it like the RSI line, and you can think of the colored background basically as a color map to what the line is actually doing. So again, the line is giving us kind of our extremes in one direction or another. So back over here, what we are looking at is down here at the bottom. You can see that the black line comes down and swipes at this lower line that we have created. It crosses it just barely, and as we ride along here, it's hard to see, but this little bitty candle right here is actually a green candle. And so we would take a long position on that little green candle right there. Now we see that immediately we get a red candle following that, breaks down back below the lower line that we created, and then we pick up the next candle after that is a decent little green candle, and that would be basically another entry. But in this case, I don't think we would have been stopped out from the original entry that we took over here, and so therefore we, let's see, yeah, so 90 pips was the stop. We'd still be in the original trade following it through. So all right, with all that being said, now that we have taken a lot of time to explain this, let's go ahead and play this out and see what we can get out of it. All right, so we get our first swipe at the upper band right here on this big green candle right here. And so that would be a scenario where we are in an overbought position. And so we would be looking for the next red candle as the signal candle. And at the close of that red candle would be the entry. And so this big red candle right here would be our signal candle. That's the close of this big red candle. So that way we know that it is actually a red candle. Would be our entry. And we would be in trade right here. Let's see. Looks like unfortunately it almost immediately reverses on us and closes out for a stop. So first signal, and it would have been a losing trade. Now we pick up another swipe at the upper band right here on this green candle, and it looks like we get basically the same scenario as back here. So we got the signal, the swipe at the line. The next immediate red candle is right here. We would have entered at the close of that candle, and we would have got stopped out. That went up 112 pips right there, and would have stopped us out for a loss. So let's go ahead and play this forward here. Looks like it goes flatline for a little while there. We are now in a oversold scenario. We are looking for the first green candle. First green candle takes place right there. Let's go ahead and play this out and see, and that one would have gotten us to take profit. Go ahead and keep playing this out. Moving along here, and you can see that when when it flatlines, that's a pretty good kind of range filter that takes place when it flatlines right here. Flatlines right here. You can see ranging market. You can see ranging market. Not a whole lot going on right there. And so if you're looking for a range filter, this might be a good bet for you. You could narrow in these bands even farther, put them at say 60 and at 40, and they can kind of filter out the ranging markets for you. So those of you who have been asking for a range filter, there you have it. This might work for you. Check it out, test it, see what you get. It does seem like it catches a ranging market really well and reacts rather quickly when the ranging market jumps into a trending move. So we pick up a short over here on this side, and it did get us to take profit. This didn't quite come down and touch it right here. Made a swipe to it, but didn't quite get to it. So we're going to go ahead and ignore that, that one right there. Go ahead and keep playing it out. Again, ranging market. You see right here, it just goes flatline. Has these little bitty blips in it. But you see right here, we're pretty much in a sideways market at that point. And so again, if we would have been at the 60 and at the 40 marker, we would have been completely out of the market during this whole sideways move. And then boom, the first moment that it breaks out and starts to take off with some momentum, it breaks up decently above the 60 marker. Go ahead and keep playing this along here. We get our swipe to the upside right here. Just going to keep riding this out, waiting for red candle. Red candle right there takes place on that one. Play it forward a little bit more, and unfortunately, looks like we get stopped out on that one. Yep, 109. That would have definitely hit our take profit. We would have hit it here on this and got stopped out, but on the close of this one, we would have been touching the upper line again. So next red candle would have been this one right here. Let's go ahead and play that one out and see what happens. And once again, we get stopped out. Now, keep in mind that, I've set these lines a little low on this indicator. You could definitely bump these up to say 90 and to 10, or you could just wait for a swipe of the upper or lower line itself. But the problem is that it's going to give you so few signals in 1 year's time that it almost isn't worth it. But I did think that this was a very good candidate again for a range filter. Watch every time that it just goes completely flatlined. You can see that, I guess not every time, because here's an instance where it goes flatlined and there was a decent movement happening in the market right there, but at that point we would have actually been in a trade right here. And so we would have been riding out that trade anyways. But if you look back over here, historically, it seems to be really, really decent at catching a ranging market, flatlined, just sideways movement in a market. So over here, we're not quite coming down and touching the lower the lower line that I set for this. Boom, right there, we smashed through it, the bottom side here. So we are looking for our first green candle, which takes place right here on this one. Go ahead and play it out and see what happens. Gets us to take profit. We then get a move back down. Let's see. Right here, we would have been, and again, I'm just kind of making these, making up these conditions as I go. I haven't played around with this indicator a whole lot. It just kind of seemed like the most rational way of doing this. Maybe you wait for two green candles for an upward movement, two red candles for a downward movement, versus just one. Maybe you use, a moving average. There's other ways of doing it, is, kind of the point I'm getting at. This just seemed like the most logical way of testing it without having to pull in other indicators into the scenario. Get a winning trade right there. Getting close to the end of the year. See if we pick up any more signals. And It did not. It broke up right there, but we did not hit another red candle before we closed out the year. All right, so there we have it. That is the hybrid overbought, oversold indicator. So let's count these up and see what we can get out of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So 10 signals altogether. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 winning trades. So unfortunately, that is not going to meet the 60% criteria that we are looking for. It's a shame. It seemed like it would do a little bit better, all in all. But yeah, just timing's just a little bit off on some of these. Again, maybe if we would have, bumped out those lines a little bit farther, waiting for, a really strong layer of, as many indicators as we could. Maybe that would have done a little bit better. Not really sure. But if you guys want to throw it on your screen, play around with it a little bit and see if there's something you could have gotten out of this, something to make it a little bit better with, with still having a reasonable number of trades within a year, then by all means do that. If anything, again, test it out as a range filter and see if that's something that you can utilize it for. It's close enough to the 60% criteria that using it as something like a range filter, we could kind of fudge on that one a little bit. Using it as a confirmation or as an entry indicator, obviously it's not going to work very well. So, all right. Yeah, that's it for this one. It's going to go on the no list. And again, please let me know in the comments on this video whether or not the video and audio sync issue is better, if things look right, if things look synced up, or if they are still off, so that way I can really try to get rid of this issue. I'm sure that it is super frustrating trying to watch some of these videos with things being out of sync. I know that personally it drives me crazy whenever I'm trying to watch a video and things are out of sync, and so I'm kind of ashamed at myself of allowing it to go this long without really taking care of it. Like I said, I thought I had taken care of it. I didn't even realize it was really an issue in the beginning until I was a lot of videos in before someone pointed it out. And then I thought I had resolved the issue with tweaking some of the settings on my other editing software, but apparently that didn't work either. So hopefully this new editing software will resolve the issue once and for all. So, all right, there you have it, and we'll move on to the next indicator from here.
If you have not already, like this video, comment below, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell notification so that way you are notified anytime I post a new video. As part of the team, it's important that you are seeing the new videos as they come out so you know what it is that we are discussing and what indicators we are testing, have tested, and have not tested. Also, like usual, there is a link below in the description to the Discord server. You can join us on Discord so that way we can further discuss the indicators and have discussions as we move forward building our trading system. And lastly, like usual, there is a link below to TradingView. If you like what you see whenever I use TradingView and you are interested in signing up for TradingView, if you use the link below and sign up for a paid account, you will save a little bit of money. So, all right, everybody, I will see you on the next video.